Clyde Property in Perth, award-winning letting and estate agents, proud sponsors of Saints TV.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's important that when they get back to winning ways. We had a good week, this week and the previous week as well. We changed sort of slightly what we did, from the previous international break. And I always think after, a couple of days off that they come back energised and full of enthusiasm, and training's been really good this week. But that won't win us a game. We've got to go and perform on Saturday and beat a side that started the season very well. But we should take confidence from the fact we've already beaten them, and had a very positive result and performance against them down at their place. So we need to, as I've said all week and emphasised to the players, we need a 90-minute performance, and that doesn't mean having to dominate teams for 90 minutes. That means when you are under pressure, seeing it out and not making mistakes, and overall, we've got the players and myself know we've got to do a bit better.
And what are you expecting from the game tomorrow? What are you expecting from Kilmarnock?
Well, I think they've added a lot of physicality to their team. Hamill in midfield gives them a bit of presence in there. Eremenko looks a little bit fitter than what he was last year, so he's a quality player. They've got pace on the wings and pace through the middle with McGuinness. I'm expecting a tough game, but we've tried to concentrate on what we can do and try and improve on what we can do, and that'll be our focus tomorrow.
Brian Graham scored the winning goal in the game against them in the League Cup. How impressed have you been by his impact at the club since he joined us?
Well, I'm very impressed, and he had two perfectly good goals chalked off in our last game against St Mirren. So he's made a really good start, and just the fact that we haven't won games is probably, people haven't noticed the good start that he's made. But to get 3 goals and the number of starts he's had is excellent, and he's someone who's getting fitter. When I say fitter, I mean more match sharper, because he didn't play a lot of football last year, and I'm looking forward to him to blossom over the next few weeks and months.
Are you expecting him to form a partnership with James McFadden in the weeks to come?
Well, I think at the moment I've got James coming in. I thought he'd done extremely well in the second half against St Mirren. You can see his quality. He'd done really well in a bounce game we had against Dundee, and him and Brian played well together. But Brian's played well. I think him and Michael's played well together. He hasn't really had many opportunities with Adam Morgan yet, but I think there's a couple of permutations that I can use if I feel I need to.
Players like Chris Miller missed the game last against St Mirren. How's he doing? How are other players doing injury-wise?
Chris is going to be a doubt for the game. He trained yesterday, and we feel that 2 days training probably won't be enough, and probably needs another week before he'll be available for selection. Scott Brown's fully fit, and he'll come back into the squad. Adam Morgan is suspended because he gets sent off in the development game. So other than the long-term injuries, we're pretty much as we were.
And just over the international break, how impressed were you by Scotland and your own country as well?
Well, I think England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland were excellent. They got positive results. Northern Ireland, I'm particularly delighted for. Of having worked, with Michael and really good friends with him. He's had a tough time in terms of results, but not performances. The squad has developed over his time there, and I think now you're seeing them reap the benefit of the work that he's done. They've got a lot of good young players. Scotland, I think, since Gordon Strachan's come in, have been excellent, and that group with the Republic in it is probably the disappointing thing for them was that the Republic scored right at the death, but that can't take away from the 2 good performances that Scotland have had and a good start to the campaign that they've had, and they'll have massive games coming up in November.
And today marks the 25th anniversary from the opening match, official opening match against Man United for St Johnstone at McDermott Park. What's your best memories of the stadium?
My best memories were probably, if I look at the games, I mean, some of the football we played at the start of last season, Ross County at home, Inverness at home. We didn't have any, we were mostly away from home in the cup run last year. The Celtic game, the 3-3 game, the 2-1 game, when we'd went something like, I think 7 or 8 games without a win, when we won 2-1. But I enjoy coming here all the time. I think it's a friendly place to come into work. It's always a friendly place for away supporters and supporters to come to. and I think there's a warmth about the place. I was actually up with Newcastle. It must have been just after the opening game. We played them in a pre-season game, and the stadium, even though it's 25 years old, it hasn't really deteriorated much, and it still looks like a quite modern stadium. So I think I've got quite a few. Probably when I look at it now, when I think about it, when we come back here with the Scottish Cup, that was nice, driving down into the ground and coming home with a cup. So that was probably, if I'm pushed, that would be the best memory I've got.
On the badge on your jacket just now, show racing red card. Why is it so important that we highlight those kind of campaigns?
Well, I think football always tries. Football can be a voice. It can be a media outlet for awareness, and I think that's important. We've seen there's been incidents this week, in the Serbia-Albanian game, which aren't nice. In football, there has been problems with racism throughout Europe. I think the good thing in the UK is that there is a positive campaign to stamp it out. I think supporters, clubs, players buy into that. I do believe that Europe's got a long way to go yet to improve in that. But I know at this club, if I don't think there's ever been a problem, and I'm sure fans, if they ever heard something, they would fully report it and stamp it out, because it's something that we don't need in the game. And as I say, I think with everybody working together again, we can stamp racism out.